Hello and welcome everybody. Finally, we do have a release date for Everspace 2. After staying in early access for nearly 27 months, it will release on the 6th of April this year. I will talk you through all the details and all you need to know right now. And if you like to learn more about the game itself in its current state, then I recommend checking out my final and very detailed preview of Everspace 2, where I checked out every game system. Firstly, it comes for PC only on the 6th of April. PS5 and Xbox Series S and X are planned for summer this year. There will be no release for the older console generation. Now, while 27 months in early access and no release for the older console generation may sound a little disappointing, remember, we are not talking about a AAA studio here. This is a completely independent studio with less than 25 employees, but the game surely looks and feels like a AAA production in the best possible way. So let's talk about the known details for the release version. First of all, if you are playing the early access version of this game, there will be a save wipe due to technical challenges that would take up some serious manpower to make the 1.0 version compatible with old saves. Remember, small team and big focus. And the early access version is already exceptionally bug-free and stable and in a better place than most AAA releases in the last 12 months. They are currently fully invested into delivering us a polished 1.0 version, and I highly appreciate this approach. Currently, the game still sits on its early access discount at around 39 euros or equivalent in your region. That price will increase on the 20th of February to the full price of 50 euros or equivalent. So make sure to buy the game before the 20th of February if you want to cash in on this discount. In terms of overall playtime, with the main story and only a few side quests, it was stated that it will take you around 30 hours to complete the game. For a completionist run, you can expect around 90 hours of game time. And then you can start farming the endgame activity Ancient Rifts. Additional endgame activities are planned at the moment, but most likely will not release with the 1.0 version. Until full release, there are no further versions planned for the early access version, so don't expect any more early access adjustments. Differences between the current early access and the full version are as follows. All of the final story chapters will be added, including all of the voiceovers, which are currently partially computer voiced. The level cap will be increased from 25 to 30. The current limitations to equip only 2 legendary items at once will stay in place, but there are future plans to have modification options for legendaries. In general, expect several balancing adjustments to items, perks, difficulty, the endgame activity Ancient Rifts and the overall level adjustment of your environment. They already incorporated player feedback and tuned down the current system, but expect more balancing here. Additional features in the 1.0 version are more enemy types, additional boss encounters and more equipment types. And we are already at a very solid state here. There has also been talk about an additional legendary ship tier, but I heard no solid confirmation on that. So maybe we will have another ship tier, but don't count on it. Currently, locked options in the early access version, like factions and mastering, will unlock in 1.0. Another feature are the full customization options. The transmog feature for ship exterior and cockpit design will be included in the 1.0 version. But they also stated that not all the visual options might be available with the final release. If that is the case, then they will add more options after the full release. In terms of the overall size of the game, we have currently 5 star systems available. The 6th and final system will release with 1.0. Originally, there have been 8 systems planned, but they decided to increase the amount of locations in the available systems rather than adding more of them. And don't worry about the scale of the game, I talked about this in my preview. We have more than 100 handcrafted locations and in addition an endless amount of procedural generated encounters, like high risk areas, random and optional encounters during cruise drive, jobs from various NPC factions and so on. We will receive a free content update scheduled for this year and a major paid DLC expansion next year. This game, by the way, is completely microtransaction free. You don't have to pay for any visuals or content, just as it should be. You can unlock everything in the game. Finally, optimization is still an ongoing process. Currently the game is pretty demanding, but it also looks absolutely fantastic. In general, is optimization a process very late towards the full release, and they stated to be working on that until and beyond release. So I think we can expect a less taxing 1.0 version. FSR 2.1 is already in the game and helps a lot with older GPUs. If you are as excited for this game as I am, then stay tuned. I will cover a whole lot of Everspace content prior to release, like a showcase and guide for all the ship classes and much more. So feel free to subscribe if you don't want to miss out on that. For the moment, this is all I wanted to share. Leave your questions in the comments and I will answer them as quickly as possible. Stay tuned, fly safe and take good care of yourself.